I'd wake up, go to the gym a couple days a week, lift, whatever routine. Mine was push pull legs. Saw some decent progress. Not to the point where I look like sebum or anything, but everybody commented, they'd point at my arms, tell me I'm huge. I still didn't really train cardio because everybody says cardio kills your gains. So, as a novice, I just trained. But I could barely run, sprint, do any cardio at all. You know how most bodybuilders, powerlifters in general, they can't do cardio at all. And I was at the point where I could barely do cardio. Just barely. It's too hard for me. Too difficult. I even got slower from what I was before. Basically a slow, blocky piece of mass. My health definitely went down a little bit because my cardio went down. I just couldn't run for a mile or 2 miles without completely panting out of breath and gasping for air. I just could not breathe. My lungs felt like they were empty. And I've always been known as the fast kid, but I got slower. From the original standpoint, I used to be really slow. Then I got faster and faster and fastest. And then I got a little slower. 7 minutes probably on average. And I always keep averaging this on every mile now. And I got slower. And then I gained back some speed and it was like a whole fluctuation. I just couldn't maintain a good speed. What happened? My cardio wasn't good enough and I gas out. And my cardio was literally at the depths. What it almost used to be. Luckily I didn't reach that point, but my cardio got worse. I still followed the advice everybody told me. Don't train cardio. I skipped cardio. You know what I said? Why? I asked them specifically why. They all gave me the same answer. It's too hard, I can't. Or they make these random excuses. So I started training cardio. I noticed my health improved. I got way faster, the most of the gym bros, I got better cardio than them, endurance, stamina, all that. They may have bigger muscles, you know, be way stronger too, but they can barely even move. If they need to run, they can't. I can. I can do it all because I train cardio. See, the thing is, a lot of people, especially in a bulk, they don't do cardio at all. They just cut it all out. The thing is, there's been multiple papers, articles, newspapers, all that about cardio. See, cardio only burns, and this is some high intensity, hard cardio for an hour. It only burned about 50 calories. 50 calories an hour for hard cardio on the treadmill, whatever form. 50 calories. Within one slice of bread, you've already gained back all the calories you tried to burn off. All the calories you tried to burn off by doing cardio. Why do you even want to burn it off? You're on a bulk. Of course, I understand. That's why people skip cardio, but you can do hard cardio. Doesn't have to be for that long. You can do the hardest cardio possible. Even if it's for 10-30 minutes, you won't burn that many calories because you can eat it back within a couple slices of bread. That's nothing. Nothing. Not to mention, a lot of the stuff you do in cardio has a lot of great effects, beneficial things, and benefits to your health. The first one being, obviously, your heart. Your heart, when you think about it, compared to weightlifting. When you're weightlifting, you're mostly just training the muscles. Your arms, your shoulders, whatever muscle it is, you're mostly training the muscle, not your cardiovascular system. Thing is, when you do cardio, you're running, you notice you sweat, your heart starts beating way quicker. You could say, oh, it makes me weaker. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. So while you're running, you notice your heart speeds up. You notice you start to sweat. That it challenges your heart muscles. And you get better circulation to your heart. The thing is, you see all the bodybuilders, all the powerlifters, all of them, even the naturals, they died. What happened? Simply, their heart pumped most of the blood to their muscles instead of their heart. What happened? They got a heart attack, a stroke. Something happened. Their cardio was just terrible down the line. The thing is, cardio will not only improve your heart muscles, there's been multiple other benefits. I won't go into all of them, but there's a couple more that are very important. See, the thing is, when you do any form of cardio, you notice you also sweat a lot, which means by sweating a lot, you lose a lot of water weight. Water weight is the weight you carry via drinking water, and you typically lose some of it whilst you sweat. Typically. Or when you don't drink any water at all for a good few hours, then that happens. You see, cardio also will give you a couple other benefits which I won't go into. And those aren't the only things about the benefits. You see, within the first 30 seconds, minute, where people click on this, because they have the TikTok brain, which is too addicted to Subway Surfers, they clicked off. They simply just swiped and went back to scrolling. So this is where all the TikTok brains, Instagram brains, all of them left. Their attention span is literally 30 seconds, 60 seconds. TikTok will literally mess with their brain. They can't even focus. They can't even focus on just me speaking. Just me trying to speak to you. Because they just go back to their video games, back to their TikTok. They can't even focus. So this is where the 95% of people have left and the 5% of people remain. Which, if you're still watching, already by that, you're already in the 5%. So cardio, when you train it, you might not become C-Bomb Arnold, but you notice when you need to run, you need to sprint, because a couple of different scenarios. You're more prepared than the big jacked bodybuilder who hasn't done any cardio at all. He can't even run at all. He's just this big stiff block and he can't even run or sprint. But when you can run, when you can sprint because you train cardio, you notice you can literally just run from the situation and save yourself and save who you need to. Because if you think about it, if you're this big jack bodybuilder who can't even run or sprint when something happens, sure, you look good, you might be way bigger, but you can't even sprint when you need to. You can't even run when you need to, because your cardio is basically terrible. And you move like a stiff block. And you try to run and you try to sprint, you can barely move, swing your arms. So training cardio in general, specifically, will have a lot more positive stuff than negative. Cardio will basically, by that logic I used earlier, will make you live a lot longer than the bodybuilders who are natural, who don't train cardio at all. You'll also have a lot of health benefits. Your heart can actually pump blood to your entire body, not just your muscles. And also, when you train cardio, you're able to move and run. You don't move like a stiff block. Because it's very, very crucial to be able to run and sprint when you need to. There's a couple instances that could happen. You know, you're running or sprinting for your life. You're walking with your woman, and her purse gets stolen. You can't chase. You can't chase it because what? Your cardio is terrible. Oh, cardio kills my gains. I can't. I mean, what is that? To be built like a monster, but you can't even run. You can't even do a second of running, a minute of running. So what is that? What is all that mass if you can't even run? So after every single weightlifting session, do at least 15 minutes of cardio. Sprinting, running, some sport. What I personally do is anything that's high intensity or hit high intensity training. Cardio session after my weightlifting sessions. It won't kill your gains. The thing that a lot of people will mistake is that it will kill my gains. It won't. As long as you spread them out by a couple minutes, you'll still retain all the muscle gain. Don't do cardio before your weightlifting session though. Do it after. So start training cardio. Stop being a big piece of mass, but you can't even run.